Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is TWiT.
Audio bandwidth for the Daily GizWiz is provided by Winamp. Subscribe to the Daily GizWiz and all your favorite podcasts with the ultimate media player. Download it for free at winamp.com. Video bandwidth for the Daily GizWiz is provided by CashFly at CACHEFLY.com. It's time for the Daily GizWiz with Mad's maddest writer, Dick DeBartolo. This is episode 1201 for Monday, October 18th, 2010, the Myself Belt. The Daily GizWiz is brought to you by MailRoute. MailRoute is a secure hosted service providing enterprise-grade virus and spam filtering to companies of any size. For 10% off the life of your account, visit mailroute.info today.
And now, get ready for Dick.
It's a brand new week and a brand new day and a brand new Daily GizWiz. It's a brand new week and a brand new day and a brand new Daily GizWiz. The worse your life and a brand new week and a brand new day, the better we sound. It makes its own gravy. The worse your life and a brand new day and a brand new day, the better we sound. The worse your life, the better we sound.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the star of our show, Dick DeBartolo.
Leo, how you doing?
I'm great, Dick. Well, you're back home, I guess, yes?
I'm back at Disneyland. Had fun out at the cottage. It was a lot of laughs out there.
By the way, Casino 101 called, and your chicken marsala is ready now. So
good. Okay, I'll come back.
If you want to come back, just come on back.
What I'll do is I'll phone them now and order dessert, and that way by the time I get there.
Next year. It should be there by next year. We should have it for you. We took Dick out. You know, I blame myself because I'd never been to this restaurant, but I was told they had excellent steaks. I was also not told that you don't like steak. So between the two, I was half told, half not told.
No. I just don't usually eat meat, but that doesn't bother me. Restaurants always have salads.
It's always a good idea when you're whining and dining the GizWiz to choose a meat place known for its meat. But you eat chicken. Chicken's a meat.
I do. Chicken, yeah. Well, yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
So
it's the other white meat.
It's the other. Fortunately, they did have chicken on the menu. So all of us, Jammer
but not
D,
on their own
Alex,
menu.
Lisa, Tom, Eileen. Actually, Alex ordered fettuccine. So I guess he doesn't eat meat either. But and I ordered a 20-ounce ribeye steak because it's known for its meat.
Yeah.
Dick orders.
You're the only one that brought a scale to the restaurant.
I wanted every ounce.
Yeah.
Dick orders chicken marsala, which, as far as I can tell, is chicken cooked in sherry, in cooking sherry.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Nothing. Delicious. Yeah. And we all got our steaks. And Dick, I felt so sorry for him. He's sitting there at his place. There's nothing. It's just like empty. And we're looking at each other. And, well, I said, screw it. I'm eating. And so I started eating.
Yeah, that's the way. Yeah. Right.
I mean, Actually, as Tom and Eileen and Lisa's food came really early. The rest of us are sitting there. Finally, then our food came. And so your food was burned. That's why. Because So, needless to say, if you come to Petaluma, don't go to Casino 101. I should have known because really, you don't want to. The best restaurant in town is probably not going to be the Card Club, the place where the gambling happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be the chicken was so late because the chef was on a losing streak, and he kept saying, "I'll make the chicken any minute. Just 2 more hands, Dick. Just 2 more hands. I got to win this money back."
I knew we were in trouble when the manager comes and says, "Who ordered the chicken? You ordered the chicken? I'd like to give you a free prime rib dinner." And I thought, okay, this means they don't have any chicken. This means they would have to go across the street to the chicken farm to get the chicken. Or I was like, how could they're like giving you a $30 meal because they don't. So obviously, but Dick doesn't eat meat. So this offer of a prime rib did not appeal.
No. I held out, but I got my chicken. And I think at the very end, didn't they say they weren't going to charge for the chicken?
They didn't charge you for the chicken, and they gave us multiple coupons so that if we ever go back there, which we won't, it would be, we get a free meal.
Right. And on the back, it did say, please order 48 hours in advance.
Well, like I said, they called, and their chicken is ready now anyway.
Oh, good. Okay. I'll be right back.
Their recipe for chicken marsala begins with, first you get an egg.
Yes. That's the long way around. Trust me. But it's fresh. It's fresh.
Actually, I had a pretty good steak. That was
good. Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah. I had to share it with Lisa and Eileen because theirs was like this big.
Teeny, tiny.
So anyway, you got home all right. You survived.
I got home all right.
The chicken marsala didn't kill you.
No, I went to the comic convention yesterday.
Oh, fun!
Had a lot of fun there.
Mad Magazine was founded because the comic code changed, and you couldn't do the scary stuff that Bill Gaines was doing.
That's correct. So it turned into a comic book.
Is Mad considered a comic?
No, it was a comic for 2 years because original Mad only satirized other comics. And then after 2 years, they had done all the other comics. And they said, what do we do now? And then they said, well, you know what? Let's turn it Harvey Kurtzman and Gaines. They said, well, let's open it up and start doing movies and books and political things. And instead of a comic, let's make it a magazine.
Yeah, it's called Mad Magazine.
Yeah. And then... But I was pleased yesterday because there was a really nice turnout. I was on a panel with Al Jaffe, the guy who did Fold-ins.
Oh, man.
Mort Drucker, who's probably the most famous Mad artist of all time.
Big Feet. His guy does the Big Feet guys, right?
Oh, no, that's Don Martin.
Don Martin.
Big Feet. Drucker does the really amazing caricatures.
Yes, they're so good.
They really are
great. Did he do
the
original Alfred E? Who did the original Alfred E?
Alfred was, the original Alfred was done by a guy named Norm Mingo, who is no longer with us.
You see that? It always says Mingo on the Alfred E.
Yes, exactly. And Jaffe invented the fold-in.
Right.
And also invented, I don't know if you ever remember the feature, which was snappy answers to stupid questions.
Like, give me
and it was very funny. I never knew this. Someone in the audience, we took questions, and someone said, how did snappy answers to stupid questions start? And Jaffe said, so long ago that my television set had an antenna on the roof, and the picture was awful, and I knew the antenna was loose because the picture was getting ghosts. So I got up on a ladder, and when we put up antennas in those days, you strapped it to the chimney,
right?
Because it's the easiest way. And he's up there trying to get the antenna stabilized, when his son comes home and looks up and says, are you fixing the antenna? And Jaffe says, no, I murdered your mother and I'm stuffing her down the chimney.
Is that the first snappy answer?
Yes, and he came down and he said, you know what? I wonder if there's a mad thing with really,
that's great.
Obnoxious answers. Anyway.
That is, I mean, boy, so I imagine this panel was well attended.
It was really good. And then we signed autographs, and it was
so great. It must be nice as you come to the end of your life to look.
Yes. It's because my birthday tomorrow, and I'm going to
look back and to be able to see that you actually did something. Instead of just waste your life, you actually accomplished something that people love. We actually did.
And one day, I hope you have that same feeling.
Someday, You better hurry, because frankly, the end of my life ain't that far if I keep eating those 20-ounce ribeye steaks. Hey, you have a special birthday wish that we'd like.
I do.
Yeah, we'd like to share with the world. It's Dick's birthday is October 19th.
Tomorrow.
And how old will you be, Dick?
I will be Social Security ready. That's all I'm saying.
You're that old? What is that, 52 and a half?
52 and a half. What are you kidding?
Oh, no, that's when you could join AARP.
Yes,
I think I'm a member.
Have to join. I mean, they have at age 50. That's when the mail starts.
Yeah,
and you better join.
The American Association for the Advancement of Retired People. So this is a landmark birthday. This is not something to sneeze at.
Yeah. Leo, I read such a funny. ARP is now They redid the entire magazine. I don't know if you've seen it in the past.
They have like
2 years.
young people on the cover, or maybe I'm just getting
exactly.
older.
And I remember reading an interview is that we're doing a total makeover. This is the editor talking, or maybe the publisher said, because the last thing in the world we want OFF to be known for as a magazine for old people. Isn't that funny? It was like Gaines, Bill Gaines saying, we don't want this known as a magazine that's humorous. We don't want that reputation. It's a riot. Well, that's the website.
But see, here's a young art member.
Yeah. They put people on the cover who are 50 and 1 hour old.
Right. It's pretty. Right. Actually, I think Jennifer's a member. I've managed to resist, but there are a lot of benefits. You actually do want to join.
You can get a lot of discounts on things. Yeah. You can get 10% off on a lot of stuff.
Well, I look forward to the early bird special at Denny's. You have to go at 4:30, but boy, do you get some deals.
Oh yeah.
I think that's just around the corner for me. What do you get now? Are you going to take Social Security? Are you going to start taking your retirement?
Why not? It's free.
So you'll start getting a check next month.
I paid in a lot of money.
You paid.
Those Goodson Todman years.
This is good. So so you can get a new boat, travel the world.
Yeah, right. Yeah. If it fits in my tub, I can get it. I can get it.
But Dick has a birthday. We're being silly here, but Dick does have a birthday wish.
Yeah, my birthday wish is to pass or reach 10,000 followers on Twitter.
All right. Now, how many do you have?
I have 5 now.
Well, I think it's doable. Actually, we asked on the radio show, and I think we got you up. We got you pretty close. Maybe even by the time people hear this, we will have crossed 10. But right now, there's only
what are we up to?
8590.
Oh, okay, good.
So you only, according, as of this recording, which is sometime before, you only need about 1,410 new followers. I think we can do that. I know that there's 10,000 to 20,000 people listening right now.
Wow.
So
okay.
Here's what you have to do. Now, the problem is maybe they're all following you already. So we have to find the ones who aren't following you. It won't do any good to unfollow and refollow. It's the total count we're looking for. He is on Twitter, the GizWiz. So you go to twitter.com/the GizWiz. You have to have a Twitter account. Hey, if you don't have a Twitter account, doesn't matter. Just create one. It's free, and then click that follow button there, and right under Dick's shining face. That's right. Twitter.com/the GizWiz. That's all we're asking. That's not much.
That's all we ask. No sweaters, no socks,
no expense.
No when you were a kid, didn't you consider clothing not getting a gift?
I thought you were going to say optional.
No. If someone gave me like a shirt.
No, a sock is not a gift.
No,
especially
not even
one
sock.
No, that's not a gift.
Yeah, not a gift. It has
books, socks, clothing, none of that. Those weren't gifts. It has to be like something we would talk about on the GizWiz.
Yes, exactly.
It has to have batteries. It has to do something.
Well, today's gadget doesn't have batteries, but it's a very interesting gadget.
Tell me,
I met the woman who invented it, and then she told me the new purpose that they're doing it. It's called Myself Belts, and they're at myselfbelts.com. And it's a mother and her son, when he was a toddler, really wanted to be independent. And one thing he had trouble doing was making up a belt buckle. And it's very funny, Leo. This is something that happens when you're very, very young. And then when you get very, very old.
Same thing happens, sure.
The same thing.
Yeah.
So she invented belts that look like they have a buckle because they do have a buckle. But the buckle is a fake buckle. And the belt actually fastens on the side with Velcro.
Oh, this is a good idea.
It's very, especially for kids, people who have arthritis, and it's very hard for them to do, or people who have shaky hands and can't do a belt buckle, is all you do is put it around your waist, run it through the loops, and then it comes in different sizes, but the sizes, the range is wide because there's a long Velcro strip on it, and you can undo the belt and fasten it really easily. So it's and she makes about 40 styles for kids. They're about $15, and then the adult belts are about $25, and they're all real leather. And the woman told me, I said, did it take you a long time to get this business going? And she said that she did most everything herself and has been very successful. One of the few people I know who makes a nice living out of her own invention.
Well, she was smart. She kept it simple, didn't she?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly right.
And the internet's been a boon, I'm sure, because she can sell online.
Yes. And she sells them on Amazon, but she also... And also, I checked Amazon. On Amazon, some people were charging $40 for them. So her own website, they're $24.95 for adult belts and $14.95 for kids belts. So you could check that out. And then she said it's an empowering thing for kids because they can do their own belt. And only you and the kid will know that you're really not doing the buckle, but it's a very simple Velcro thing on the side.
I'm surprised that you don't see ads for this in the AARP magazine, actually.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good...
she does have adult belts. There are lots of people with arthritis, for a variety of reasons, who might not be able to buckle a belt.
Yeah.
And Velcro works.
I'm wearing one now. They look...
well, they look great.
Yeah, they look. Yeah,
the only issue is that if somebody like me, you want to make sure you get the belt with ample room, because you don't want that tearing sound that indicates not that your pants have ripped, but that your belt is now giving way.
You're right. Velcro giving way. Stand back.
That's a bad sound. You don't want to hear that rip. Wow. I just looked at the chat room, and I wish I hadn't.
You see? No, everybody is saying, and Dan is correct. You're too hard on yourself.
That's what, yes. That's what I
have to give yourself a break.
I got to give myself a break, just like that belt would give myself a break. Hey, I'll tell you something. I want to tell you about something that's a friend of mine does, and I think it's a really great service, and we're going to do a little ad for him. Because I've been using them for 6 years, and I'm such a big fan. It's called mailroute.info. MailRoute is a service. Now Tom Johnson, who does this service, wrote something that you might have heard of. It was called FrontBridge. Microsoft bought it and made it Microsoft Exchange Services. I think that's what they call it. He knows what he's doing in terms of email and hosting. And he decided some years ago to do an anti-spam, antivirus solution called MailRoute. And in 2004, I met Tom. We were at a family camp together, he and his family, my family, and I started using MailRoute, and I have to say it's been incredible. Now, you may say, well, I've got anti-spam through Gmail, and that's true. MailRoute isn't really for individuals, although I'm going to tell you about an individual solution Tom is trying out in a second. But MailRoute is really for somebody who runs their own server. So there are a lot of small businesses that don't want to use Exchange for some reason, or hosted. Actually, they might be using Exchange. They want to use have somebody else host their email, like Gmail. They want to run their own servers, or perhaps you have, as I do, your own domain. I've always had leoville.com, and I have all my mail go through there. In fact, over time, my family uses it. Eva uses it. My sister, who's visiting the cottage today. My mom uses it. My wife, my kids. So I really want to make sure that there was a good anti-spam filter on there, in addition to whatever they might use themselves. For instance, I think probably Eva's email goes to Eva at leoville.com, then goes to Gmail, things like that. But I've been filtering it. Maybe she doesn't know this for MailRoute since 2004. In that time, I had the stats here in front of me. 1 million emails, of which all but a few in the last 12 months, I got more than 1 million emails, of which only about 30 or 40,000 were actual mail. I'm getting like 97% spam, but I never see it because MailRoute stops it cold. They use some very sophisticated techniques. I think they're the only company that does gray listing. They do email spooling. So if your server goes down, they hold the mail and then spool it out in a responsible way without bogging you down, so you never lose email. They have 99.999% uptime for message processing. They're just amazing. Inbound email filtering means that there are no viruses getting through, and an incredibly accurate spam filter with a low, I mean really low, false positive rate, 1 in a quarter million false positives. I've never had a false positive in 6 years of using it. Plus, you don't have to worry about scaling or costs or anything like that. If you can change the MX record on your server, you can use MailRoute. Now, Tom says, now normally it's $2 per user, $20 minimum. He says there are a lot of individual users who want to use MailRoute. So he's added individual accounts as a new option. This is something since the last time I talked to you about MailRoute. If you go to mailroute.info, you can learn all about MailRoute. And yes, they have individual accounts as well. $2.48 per user per month. I mean, that is a great deal. This is the best spam filtering you can get. And I know because I've been using it for 6 years. And if you're a big company, well, it's very affordable. It's the way to do it. Tom Merritt put it on his Sub Brilliant. He says, amazing. Mailroute.info. I want you to check it out. Save 10% for life as a TWiT listener, as a GizWiz listener. You don't need a coupon code. Just go to mailroute.info. They'll know it's you because it's a special URL. Mailroute.info. Thank Tom for a great service and for supporting the Daily GizWiz. To the GizWiz.
And this says, hi, Dick and Leo. That was a real blast from the past when you did the Cobra CB radio. I got my first CB back in 1983. I set it up as a base station when you used a Yogi Beam antenna. It was easy to talk 25 kilometers or more. It all depended on the gain of the antenna. I met a whole bunch of new people, and that was awesome because I was new to the city. It was fun to go out and have an eyeball. An eyeball means that you meet people in real life, unlike the internet and chat forums. So keep your legs crossed, a smile on your dial. Roger that, Leo. Catch you on the flip side. 10-4, Captain Dick. Killer B. Over and out.
Oh, isn't that great? That's all of that. That's all that lingo.
Day. All that lingo. Denzel O'Neill, and Denzel is spelled Delta Echo November Zulu India Lima.
And, you know, CB was, I think, mocked at the time, and certainly I was probably one of the people that mocked it because of the song Convoy and stuff. And, you know, I think truckers got a lot out of it, but I think for a lot of people who didn't want to become hams, it was their first experience of kind of internet-style communication. Yes. I think there's a lot to be said for CB. I think it was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Maybe we should put this on CB.
Yeah, sure. On the Citizens Band.
Well, on the internet, yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'm putting this on right now. Have you seen this? This is my...
Oh, I can't wait.
It's my Turn the Tables Tuesday for tomorrow.
Wow, I'll be here.
D-A-I-L-Y. It's the Daily GizWiz. It's the Daily GizWiz. It's the Daily GizWiz.
It makes its own gravy.
Yeah.